The National Guard is comprised of brave men and women who are used to fighting for their communities on the first line of defense for the United States. Now they're fighting a different type of battle, the coronavirus.
They train. They serve in battles around the world. They serve when disaster strikes at home, even when the disaster may be invisible.
I'm a mortarman, which is vastly different than, packing boxes and getting pallets ready to be taken out, unloading pallets, dealing with a freezer, a cooler, a warehouse. So it's not exactly the same.
Sergeant Stephen Langford has served 12 years in the Georgia Army National Guard.
Being in the National Guard for as long as I have, I've never seen us used in this capacity, but I feel we've all adapted pretty well to overcome the challenges that have been presented.
He is one of 5 National Guard members with boots on the ground.
Today we're at the food bank of Northeast Georgia in Athens.
His team is there packing boxes, sifting through pallets of food, and tending to the produce garden, all to meet the needs of people from 14 counties surrounding Athens, Georgia, and 225 organizations.
I feel it's a very positive impact because we're not being utilized in the way most Americans have, or Georgians even, have feared we were being used. But we're being used in a way that helps the community.
Chuck Toney, the executive director for the food bank, says the Guard's help is monumental.
That model has obviously changed with the pandemic. We are no longer allowing agencies to come into the food bank. We suspended our volunteer program.
All at a time when requests for food have increased 25% since the start of the shelter-in-place order in March.
So having the National Guard troops come in and help us pack boxes for agencies with a standard assortment of canned goods and dry goods, food to kids bags, the weekend feeding program in cooperation with the schools, senior brown bag, which gets a bag of food a month to seniors in need. They've really been crucial in continuing those programs and continuing to get food out to people who need food.
And these soldiers work fast.
We started packing blind boxes. On our first day of working, we packed 545 boxes, I believe, when they were only expecting us to get 50 done.
Their efforts are especially important since the food bank is dependent on volunteers on a regular basis outside of a pandemic.
Our volunteer hours are equivalent to about 24 full-time staff. So pulling that away was just a really big hit on our ability to do our job and do our mission, and that's why the National Guard personnel have been critical.
Georgia Army National Guard troops are also on the job in hospitals and at nursing facilities. Their commander says it's all part of the job.
Our enduring our response priorities: protect the force, protect our readiness, build a response capability, and alleviate suffering.
And while these new tasks might not be what they're used to doing, Langford says that he's thankful for the opportunity to serve his state in a time of unprecedented need.
So the fact that we're able to help the community in a way where they can see that we're not performing any military tasks, we're just filling in to try and help everything move along a little more quickly by utilizing our manpower.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp last month authorized calling up as many as 2,000 National Guard troops to help in the state's response in a variety of different roles on the front lines against the pandemic.
So how can you help? Well, the Food Bank of Northeast Georgia, they're asking for monetary donations so they can purchase food at a reduced rate and maintain that supply for the community. For more information, visit their website. Skylar Nicholson, Grady Newsource.